Welcome to this fourth webinar on the 2014-15 Relocate Awards with me, Louise Whitson, and Relocate's Managing Editor, Fiona Murchie. Today, we'll be highlighting the awards for Best International Destination Services Provider, Best Property Provider or Solution, Financial Support and Innovation, and Relocation Personality of the Year. And we'll be hearing from some more of last year's winners and our sponsors.
The deadline for entering this year's awards, Friday the 13th of March, is less than a month away, so if you haven't already started work on your entry, it's really time to do so. Our 12 awards cover HR and corporates and the wide range of service suppliers and specialist providers. If you're in any doubt about which would be most appropriate for you and your company, we'd be happy to provide guidance, so do call or email.
You'll find plenty of advice on creating your winning entry, plus inspiration from previous winners' case studies and the answers to frequently asked questions in the awards section of our website. New for this year, we have some extra resources to help you make the most of your entry. A series of downloadable step-by-step guides, one for each award, which you'll find in the categories section, and a special webinar on combining a winning submission recorded by long-standing Relocate Awards judge Dr. Sue Shortland, Principal Lecturer in Human Resource Management and Team Leader for HRM courses in the Business School at London Metropolitan University.
Also on the website, you'll find a series of video interviews recorded at last week's Relocate International Networking reception at the Institute of Directors. They give our award sponsors and previous winners perspectives on the value of these awards and what it means to win one of them. We think you'll find them truly inspiring.
Our first category for this webinar is Best International Destination Services Provider. It's sponsored by BridgeStreet Global Hospitality. Fiona, what are the key points about this one?
Well, first and foremost, we found last year that some people still believe they had to be nominated for this award, when of course you complete your own entry form as for our other categories. Individuals and small companies up to 30 employees are eligible to enter. You don't necessarily need formal quality accreditation, but you must demonstrate excellence in delivering core DSP services, including orientation, home search, settling in and departures, and any other subsidiary services you may offer, such as school search, cultural awareness, etc. We're looking for more entrants like French company Management Mobility Consulting, which won in 2012-13. and Barcelona-based BRS Relocation Services, our winner in 2011-12, and the Relocation Bureau Ireland, which won in 2010-11 and 2013-14.
And just to clarify, some people have thought that they couldn't enter because their company was in the UK, but this is no barrier, provided you're dealing with international clients. As for our other categories, all the information you need is on the website. Also on the website is a case study on the Relocation Bureau and its award win. You'll find it in the summer 2014 issue of Relocate magazine. An article by Managing Director Francine Byrne covering how the company supports clients in the technology sector can be found in the autumn 2014 issue. And just a reminder that Awards Newsletter 4 is out now and features profiles of Best International Destination Services Provider and the other categories we're covering today, so do have a look. If you don't receive a copy by email, you can view the newsletter and sign up for future issues on the website. We're now going to hear an interview with Service Department provider BridgeStreet Global Hospitality, sponsor of Best International Destination Services Provider 2014-15, recorded at Relocate's International Networking reception.
I'm talking today to Lorna Keane, Director of Sales Europe for BridgeStreet Global Hospitality, the sponsors of the Best International Destination Services Provider Award. So Lorna, what made BridgeStreet decide to sponsor the Relocate Awards in general, and this category in particular?
The Relocate Awards are very exciting as they set the benchmark in the relocation industry and also provide innovation, and BridgeStreet aspires for innovation. International destination service providers are our clients, and we are delighted to celebrate in their success as nominees.
And what role do you think service departments have to play in global growth? and supporting businesses growing into new markets, as well, of course, as relocating to the UK, around the UK and across Europe?
I think the service departments, certainly at BridgeStreet, we are providing temporary accommodation, and for people that are then going into permanent accommodation, they're going through major change. There's a lot to be considered in the moves. We currently have 50,000 apartments in our sourcing management team. We have in 500 cities and in 60 countries, and that's growing. We go where our clients need us to be and where people need to relocate to.
And what trends have you noticed in recent months then, and how do you see the market for 2015?
The market in 2015 is busy. It's forever changing. We are seeing that in the big traditional hospitality brands are being challenged by the likes of Airbnb, who are taking currently 1 to 2% occupancy, which clearly I think is showing a trend towards people are wanting something different. There's a sharing hospitality experience that people want, and I think that in itself for us is a challenge. And also what we're doing is we've created a family of brands, so we have 6 distinct and unique service department experiences that we offer to our guests and clients.
But do you think there must be a role a bit more of educating then people what service departments are all about then?
Yes, I do. I think you know it's for the assignees. You know, we're there to make relocation easy. So I think yes, I think there's still a lot of mystique around what we do, and I think we need to be much more transparent. The likes of Airbnb are much more transparent in terms of the internet and what's available there. So I think yes, absolutely. I think there's a lot to learn about. We provide solutions, and I think service departments are a great way to start in a new country.
And of course, security and tracking.
Absolutely.
And all those things.
You know, one of the biggest things that was talked about is compliance, and making sure that people are, you know, the places that they stay in the service departments, they're secure, and that they feel safe when they're going into a new country, away from home.
Thanks very much. And now let's have a little word about the Relocate Awards Gala dinner. I know you've attended on many occasions, and indeed BridgeStreet have been an award winner for the Best Property Provider. Can you tell us why you come to the dinner and what people get out of the evening?
I think it's very important. The Relocation Awards, as I say, is about sharing best practice. So having all the leaders and people that are looking to improve, it's a great place to motivate and to share new thoughts and plan the way for the future. So I think it's a great place to certainly to network over a lovely dinner, and obviously to share in everybody's success.
Great. Well, Lorna, thanks very much for coming and speaking to us. I'm sure people will find that fascinating. Thanks very much for sponsoring the award.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Another very popular category, which we move on to now, is Best Property Provider or Solution, perhaps because having the right place to live underpins any successful relocation. Fiona, what sort of companies can enter this category? Given that previous winners have all been involved in service accommodation, is this category open to other types of organisation providing property solutions too?
Yes, definitely. We want to hear about property specialists doing creative things in markets around the world, some of which can be very challenging, so we're keen to encourage entries from as wide a range of organisations as possible. Entry is open to any company, large or small, which provides property solutions, from DSPs to serviced accommodation providers, letting or estate agents, and specialist relocation conveyancers, both UK and internationally based. For example, if you're a relocation company that has worked with a corporate client to support employees by helping to market their properties and find suitable accommodation in the new location, we want to hear from you. We also welcome entries from furniture rental companies, property finders and other niche providers.
We're now going to hear an interview with service department provider Skyline Worldwide, winner of Best Property Provider or Solution 2013-14, recorded at Relocate's International Networking Reception. Skyline has sponsored the Relocation Service Provider or Team of the Year category for the last 2 years because it considers the relocation sector so important to the success and growth of corporate housing.
Today I'm speaking to Abby Lucy, Client Relationship Manager at Skyline Worldwide, the serviced accommodation provider based out of the UK and Brazil. Skyline won the Best Property Provider or Solution Award in 2013-14. The judges described Skyline Worldwide as a new company that's doubled in size, offering a first-class service with innovation and creativity as its core values. Abby, you were there on the night with the team, sharing in the excitement of winning. Tell us why Skyline Worldwide decided to enter and what benefits has winning brought.
Yeah, it was really exciting to be there on the night. It was great to be part of the whole event. We really focus on global mobility and relocation in our business, and we feel that the Relocate Awards are a key part of that, so we really wanted to be involved in the awards, which is why we entered. We also wanted to inspire the team and kind of validate the hard work that they've done throughout the year. And since winning, we obviously have welcomed the opportunity to kind of demonstrate to our prospective clients that we have won this award, particularly in the relocation and global mobility sector. So yeah, it's been really, really fantastic.
Brilliant. Well, your entry provided some impressive case studies which were well documented and highly relevant, illustrating your innovative and creative approach. Would you like to say something about relationships with clients and long-term partnerships?
Yeah, so we always try and kind of utilise partnerships wherever possible. We find that they're very, very effective. And in the case of the cost-saving case study that we presented for the awards last year, we actually had worked with this client for a number of years previously and continue to work with them. We actually created this innovative kind of solution for them. It was a brand new solution from our perspective as well as theirs. So it was really a fantastic opportunity for us to continue working with them and to provide an even better service than we were already doing so. And it also allowed us to create that solution for potential new clients in the future as well.
Brilliant. And one notable secret of Skyline's success, the judges said, was viewing its staff as assets, ensuring product knowledge, fast delivery and a caring approach. Another was the company's commitment to corporate social responsibility initiatives. Abby, perhaps you'd like to comment on that?
Yeah, I actually personally found this comment the most rewarding and the most memorable from the judges. I really took it away after the event. We do really feel like our staff are an asset, a really key asset for us. And there's a real family feel in the office and within the team that really promotes a collaborative effort that then therefore provides a really friendly service. With regards to the corporate and social responsibilities, we take these really seriously and are committed to them. So we organise charitable events throughout the year to raise money for our charity ABC Trust, and we've also recently set up an apprenticeship scheme to support the local community as well.
Yes, highly imaginative solutions.
Absolutely.
Great. And so Skyline have gone on to be sponsors of the Relocation Service Provider Team of the Year category, and that's the second year running. So what made Skyline Worldwide decide to sponsor this particular award?
Yeah, well, as I mentioned before, relocation and global mobility is definitely at the heart of what we do. We really focus on it through our business, and I think we felt that this award, sort of sponsoring the award, provided an opportunity to support the companies that we currently work with and hopefully the ones that we will work with in the future as well.
And why do you think it's important for HR and those managing international assignments and relocation professionals to understand more about service department?
I think working really closely with HR and global mobility professionals is really key for us, because we understand that service departments is the first point of contact for that assignee when they arrive in their new destination. So we want to make sure that that really goes smoothly, and we feel that the better, the more information we can provide and the better information we provide to the professionals will allow that process to be really smooth and hopefully a positive experience for all involved.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Abby. I'm sure listeners will be inspired to enter, and thanks again.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Our next category is Financial Support and Innovation, one of last year's 4 new awards. It's designed for organisations that provide specialist financial support to employers and their relocating employees. Particularly in today's global world, of course, financial issues can be a headache for both employers and employees. Companies doing business in overseas markets may encounter a range of complexities when dealing with financial issues, from employee tax to pensions. And relocating employees face day-to-day challenges in a new country that can hinder their ability to hit the ground running. In many cases, dealing with finances can be one of the greatest.
Yes, and that's why we're keen to open this category to as wide a range of support providers as possible. Banks, tax experts, pensions and foreign exchange advisors are just some of the specialists who may wish to enter. The judges will be looking for proof of consistently high standards and excellent service. For example, customer or client testimonials, feedback forms and survey results. Our first winner of this category was commercial foreign exchange provider Halo Financial. Following the awards presentation, co-founder Gavin Herridge commented, "Winning a Relocate award is testament to the hard work and dedication of our team. We know that finance can be a daunting topic for so many. We aim to make the process of foreign exchange easy to understand." This, of course, would apply to any area of finance. You can read a case study on Halo Financial and its win in the summer 2014 issue of Relocate magazine.
If you have any queries about eligibility or any other aspect of this category, please call or email us. And finally, Relocation Personality of the Year. This is always one of our most hard-fought categories. Winning this award is a great way of having your achievements over a number of years, or those of a colleague or client, recognised and applauded by your or their peers, and setting the standard for the future of relocation. The award honours an individual, HR or supplier from any sector or organisation, UK or international, who has contributed to the profession or industry over a number of years, at least 10, or achieved something truly outstanding. The entry process for this category is slightly different. If you know of someone who deserves to win the award, fill in the shortened entry statement on their behalf and submit it by Friday the 13th of March. Remember to provide plenty of referees, and you might also consider contacting people within your circle to ask them to contribute to the entry. You may enter yourself if you wish. Alternatively, let us know who you think would be a worthy winner by calling or emailing us, and we will follow up your suggestions. Fiona, tell us about last year's winner of this category, who illustrates so perfectly the calibre of entrant we're looking for.
Mona Radwan, founder and president of Cairo-based Global Relocation Consultants, is one of the relocation industry's outstanding figures. Having started work as Egypt's first female estate agent in the 1970s, she entered relocation 20 years ago and subsequently established Global Relocation Consultants, which became the Middle East's first professional relocation company. Today, it's the most experienced destination provider in the region. Summarising Mona Radwan's contribution to relocation, the judges said, "Mona is someone who promotes her region and broke ground by being its first woman estate agent. She is a true professional who cares about her staff and shows great loyalty to them. In short, she is a superb role model, not just for women, but for everyone working in relocation."
You can read our case study on Mona Radwan in the summer 2014 issue of Relocate magazine. An interview with her, looking at the relocation scene in the Middle East, can be found in the winter 2014-15 issue. So exceptional were the entrants for Relocation Personality of the Year 2012-13 that the judges named two winners, Elaine Crowe of Rank Group as UK winner and Helmut Berg of RSB Deutschland as international winner. Both have had long and distinguished careers. Elaine, who has 2 decades of industry experience, is well known in the corporate world through the Relocation Users Group, of which she is a former chair, and also supports the ARP and Euro. Helmut has grown RSB Deutschland to be the largest DSP in Germany. As chairman of Euro for 3 years, he founded the respected Euro Quality Seal, and he has a high profile as a speaker. The judges highlighted his role in pioneering industry practices and his contributions to industry bodies.
We're now going to share with you some of the secrets of success and benefits of winning a Relocate Award via interviews with 2 of our 2013-14 winners. Relocate journalist Ruth Holmes took the opportunity to speak to James Walters of Smithstone Walters, winners of the Immigration Team of the Year award at our recent international networking reception. And I spoke to Scott McCormick of Deloitte, winners of the hotly contested Technological Innovation in Relocation Award. He also sheds light on some interesting developing trends.
I'm very pleased today to be talking to James Walters of Smithstone Walters, the winners of the important new category Immigration Team of the Year. Established in 2001, Smithstone Walters is now the largest UK inbound immigration consultancy. James, why did you enter the Immigration Team of the Year award?
Why did we enter, Ruth? Yeah, it's a very good question. I think when you think about immigration, it's not the most glamorous aspect of all the many facets of the relocation service, but fundamentally it is the cornerstone. You know, if the immigration doesn't work, then the rest of the relocation areas just fall through the cracks. So work with a fantastic team that deliver and have delivered for many years now exceptional service to some of the biggest companies in the world. So I thought it was a great opportunity to showcase that and to celebrate it as well. I mean, it's really delighted that Relocate actually for the first time put in an immigration award, because I think it is key to the relocation piece generally across the many services.
Could you tell us a little bit about what Smithstone Walters gained by going through the process?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, Ruth, really, because I think going through the process is the key phrase there, because having gone through that, there's two things really. One is that you can involve the wider team. I think it's a great motivation for some of the other team members to get involved and be inspired to really take a step back and look at what we do very well. And I think also from a business owner's sort of point of view, things are normally so busy. You're very much at the coalface and you're running a business day in, day out. And often the chance you get to look at what you do really well may be at a point of a tender or an RFP when there's time pressure and it's difficult. So I think with the awards, you know, they've got a nice sort of cosy timeline. You get plenty of time to look at that. You can really take a step back and think, actually, what is it that we do really well? What is it that we like to celebrate? What would we like to sort of shout from the rooftops about? And from a business owner's perspective, that's a great thing to be able to do. So I think from the going through the process, it's those two things that stick out for me.
Excellent. The judges commended you for your realism and excellent service delivery, and you also have impressive client references. How important are your relationships with your clients, and do you consider that you work in partnership with them?
For sure. I think partnership is a key word, and you cannot overstate the relationship, really. I mean, fundamentally, you know, in an age where everything's driven by technology and it's driven by process and it's all about sort of speed of process, it's easy to forget people, and fundamentally immigration is about people. I used to be in the immigration service and have seen firsthand the strange ways that people can react in front of an immigration officer and say quite strange things sometimes. So we very much encourage the team to say, look, this is a partnership. You do spend that time to get to know your HR, your GMU manager. You do spend to get time to get to know the assignee and work out how they tick. There isn't really a one-size-fits-all solution to immigration either. We're all working to the same laws, the same rules, same regulations, but companies approach that in different ways. You'll get some companies that will say, well, actually, I want to be standoffish. You just run the program for me. Others that want to be copied in on literally every activity that happens. Others that want everything tech-driven. So unless you actually spend the time and build that relationship with the company, start to understand their culture, how can you really know what best works for them? So, you know, as a rule, really, we encourage all of our team and specifically go out to recruit people that are strong at relationship management so that we understand exactly what the client needs and what their business culture is.
And we are delighted that Smithstone Walters are sponsors of the Immigration Team
Sure.
of the Year category this year. What made you decide to sponsor the award?
Yeah, well, I thought two things mostly. One, I mean, I've worked with Fiona and the Relocate team for a number of years on sort of different projects and things. And I think they do a great job in so much as promoting best practice in the industry, and so it's great to be able to support them in this way. Two, immigration needs to remain at the forefront of relocation, because it really is right at the top of the tree. As I mentioned, if the immigration isn't right, the rest of the relocation falls apart. So it's good to keep that in with the right profile. Also celebrate some of the fantastic work that immigration firms actually do, because it's actually quite hard to deliver a fantastic sort of time-bound service when you're dealing with government, whether it's government in the UK or governments worldwide. You're trying to unpick their rules and their timelines and the service that they provide, and kind of deliver that into a company seamlessly. So there's plenty of guys out there that provide a fantastic service, and I think it's right to recognise and celebrate that.
I'm talking today to Scott McCormick of Deloitte, the winners of our important technological innovation and relocation category. This is always hotly contested, and Deloitte took the award for its Global Employer Services Data Analytics for Mobility system. The technology is underpinned by a team that supports the firm's global employer tax services practice. Scott, why did you enter the award, and what did winning mean to the team and the organisation?
Thanks, Fiona. It was very good recognition for the team's efforts in trying to build something new in this space in technology. We've seen quite a lot of demand from our clients and from the market for a tool which would better enable them to understand and gain insight into their mobility programs. And this was really our response to that market demand. We felt that the award was the best conduit for that recognition. It's a great award to have. And we've been proudly displaying it on our emails and other communications out to our clients. So that was really why we entered. It was the recognition for the team and for the work we've done with some of our great clients, and then also the standing that those awards have in the industry.
Oh, well, that's very gratifying to hear that we're making progress in that direction. So the judges, they described the data analytics tool as a very powerful in aiding a business to question its key planning issues on ROI. The awards judges highlighted the system's role in enabling HR to have a more strategic and financial discussion with the business, and they added this is a valuable tool in running the expat program in the business entity context. Finance directors require this information for all aspects of their business planning and assessment, and this tool will now apply the same criteria to the mobility program. So tell us a little more about that. Do you think there are any more developments that you further added to that requirement?
Yeah, I think where we started with the suite of tools was to give access for our clients to the base data they need to make better decisions. For many years we heard from mobility leaders that they just had no single source to go to, which would tell them things like cost of the program, current initiations in play, the performance of the mobility team members in accelerating throughput of assignees and assignee candidates. So we started with the basis of better access and to information, and also security of that information too, which is really important. And since doing that, we've been trying to take that up the value chain. So as clients have become more embedded in using the system for data and for insight, we've been trying to help them to use systems to improve their management of talent. So, for example, we've been working with a couple of companies to link it to their talent selection systems. So, for example, trying to work out which candidates are best suited for an international assignment based on their skill profile, their cost profile, where they are in their careers. And that's helping our mobility clients really act as a business partner back to both business units and wider HR, and to integrate with their organisations and talent plans. So it's a bit of a journey, clients really just needing access to data to begin with, moving through into getting insight into the programme, and then finally using it to be more strategic with the business.
That's fascinating. And then your colleague, Robin Brown, was speaking at the recent Worldwide ERC EMEA Global Workforce summit on a topic, ensuring compliance for international business travellers. So perhaps you can tell us a little bit more about this. The topic's obviously high on the agenda, and so can you just relate that for people as to how this relates to tracking and monitoring tax and compliance and also safety issues?
Yeah, we work a lot with companies on short-term travellers and individuals who, by virtue of extensive travel, end up triggering obligations in a number of countries, whether that's in relation to tax or immigration or anything else. And it's really a hidden risk for most companies. I think most people out there know it's there, but lack the ability to do something about it. And what we tried to do when we reimagined this service offering about 3 years ago, we decided to focus more on the data which already exists within a company. So things like travel and expense records, companies building security logs, the invisible trace that your laptops and your mobile phones leave wherever you go, and try and leverage that data to help a company more quickly and more powerfully track where people are and take the appropriate actions downstream. And at the same time, try to open up some opportunities for them to save money. So either by enforcing the travel policy more effectively, more powerfully, or in relation to reducing the cost of travel through better negotiation with suppliers in the travel space. And one of the offshoots of that is that we don't necessarily need to be in touch with the individual so often. So we don't need to send them calendars or really be in touch with them until something really needs to happen. So we take away the burden from both the company and the individual, which seems to go down well with the clients that we provide the service to. I think the risk itself is coming up the agenda. I think more companies are focusing not just on the tax side, but also on the safety of their employees when they're away. And I think it's only something which will increase in focus amongst finance and HR directors in the next couple of years.
Yes, I think you're absolutely right, and particularly when there are many other issues to think about happening round about the world, and knowing where people are is very important. It sounds a fascinating area, and I think you're quite right. Only data analytics is certainly getting further up the agenda, and also compliance issues. So this seems to be a fabulous tool that you've got here. Is it being well received?
I think it is, mainly because we take away the pain of having to process the huge amount of data that a company would have to do in-house. So we work with their vendors directly, and because we don't necessarily need to contact the individual, which again, why would you want to contact someone if ultimately they don't have an obligation to file something in a particular location? So it's very light touch from our clients' perspectives, and because we have industrial grade security around the service, it means that we can also satisfy the typical objective of things like European Works Councils around knowing where that data is and how it's being processed and used from a data protection point of view. So that's also quite a significant advantage of using the service.
Well, it seems to tick the boxes on all fronts for global mobility. Well, many congratulations again for winning our Technological Innovation in Relocation Award, and thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on some of the trends you see coming up. Thank you very much, Scott McCormick.
Thank you.
Well, that's almost all for today. Just a reminder that the deadline for receipt of entries is Friday the 13th of March, but you can submit yours as soon as it's ready. All the information you need, including our new step-by-step guides to compiling a winning submission and the Sue Shortland video, is on the website. The winners will receive their trophies at the Gala Awards dinner on Thursday the 14th of May at the Institute of Directors. A few sponsorship opportunities are still available, so contact us as soon as possible if you're interested.
I'd just like to add that you shouldn't be put off entering because you haven't achieved all your goals yet. Work in progress can be inspiring to others, which is what the awards are all about.
In our fifth and final webinar of this series, which will be available from 11 o'clock on Friday the 6th of March, we'll be recapping all 12 categories and answering your questions. We hope you'll tune in.
Finally, I'd like to thank everyone who has contributed to this webinar, and thank you for listening.